Hello, and a huge warm welcome to The Good Tidings, the channel where we empower you to unlock your full potential every single day.
That's right. To all of you tuning in,
Yes.
whether this is your first time or you're one of our regulars,
Welcome.
we want you to know how much we value you being part of this community. You are absolutely why we do this.
And if you are new here, we'd be so honored if you'd hit that subscribe button.
Please do.
Our mission here is to explore insights that help us grow.
Right.
And we want you right here on this journey with us.
Today, we're diving into a topic that is so essential for navigating the world we live in: resilience. But we're going to challenge a very common belief about what it means to be strong.
We certainly are. In fact, Alex, I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Okay.
I believe the biggest lie in our modern wellness culture is that avoiding struggle is the path to strength.
That is a bold start. I mean, the message we hear everywhere is reduce stress, avoid negativity, curate a perfect, pain-free life.
Exactly. You're saying that's fundamentally backward?
I am. What if the very struggles you face are not obstacles to your growth, but are actually, designed to make you stronger? It's a paradox.
Wow.
But today we're exploring how faith can turn your biggest challenges into your greatest triumphs.
So this is about unlocking a kind of resilience that's so much deeper than just, gritting your teeth and pushing through.
So much deeper.
And this isn't a new idea. The Apostle Paul, the psalmist,
Yeah.
they all witness to this incredible pattern where trials become the raw material for perseverance, character, and hope.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is that modern science is beginning to validate this ancient wisdom. So let's get to the core of it.
Okay.
What is spiritual resilience? It's not just being tough or stoic.
Right. Psychologically, resilience is adapting to adversity.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritually, it's an active trust in God that completely reframes our response to hardship. And the Bible's logic is truly counterintuitive.
It is.
It says to find joy in trials because that testing produces perseverance.
It's like this beautiful, powerful chain reaction. That perseverance builds character,
Right.
and that tested character gives birth to a hope that doesn't disappoint. It's not a passive belief system.
No.
It's an active daily stance that says, okay, this is real, this is hard, but my ultimate identity and purpose are anchored in God's presence, not in my present circumstances.
I love that image from the prophet Isaiah. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will run and not grow weary. Notice, it doesn't say they never get tired.
Right.
It says their strength is renewed in the journey. This inner fortress is built where grounded theology meets real life embodied practices.
And let's be clear, this is not about putting on a happy face and pretending everything is fine.
No.
Scripture gives us a language for growth, not empty platitudes. The book of James tells believers to consider it pure joy when facing trials, not because the pain is enjoyable, but because of what it's producing: maturity.
And the Apostle Paul gives us that stunning image of being jars of clay. Think about that. We are fragile. We can be cracked. But he says that's the point. Our fragility is what shows that the surpassing power comes from God, not from our own toughness.
Wow.
He says we are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair.
That lands so powerfully. It acknowledges the pressure. The struggle is real,
It is.
but it testifies to a sustaining grace that holds us. It's an invitation to walk into the furnace of our trials with God, confident that He is doing a refining work in us.
So what does this look like in the real world? In the middle of a stressful work week or family tension, it might be choosing a moment of quiet prayer instead of a reactive email. In a major crisis, bereavement, illness, job loss, it's that practice return to community, that refusal to isolate yourself, that quiet insistence that your story is held within God's larger redemptive story.
It's the essence of Psalm 23. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, you are with me. That witness of God is the engine of resilience. And remarkably, the data is starting to show this.
Yeah.
Large-scale studies link religious participation with stronger social networks, lower rates of depression, and even longer, healthier lives.
Let's touch on that evidence because it's compelling. One major study followed nearly 75,000 women for 16 years.
Wow, okay.
It found that those who attended religious services more than once a week had a stunning 33% lower risk of dying from any cause compared to non-attenders.
That's incredible. And the research suggests this isn't just a private, fuzzy feeling. The benefits often flow through the community, the shared rituals, the mutual care, the moral commitments.
Right.
However, it's also crucial to know what this resilience is not.
Absolutely. The first is spiritual bypassing, using religious language to sidestep real grief, anger, or trauma. Authentic faith does the opposite.
It does.
It gives us permission to lament, to cry out to God just as David did in the Psalms. My God, why have you forsaken me?
The second distortion is isolationism, confusing I can do all things through Christ with I must do all things alone.
Oh, that's a big one.
The Bible's vision is that we are a body designed to carry these burdens together.
And the third is fatalism, collapsing into passive resignation.
Yeah.
Scripture masterfully balances God's sovereignty with our responsibility to persevere, to pray, and to act with wisdom.
So this brings us to the how. How do we build these spiritual muscles? It starts with small, repeatable practices, daily time in scripture and prayer that makes room for both praise and honest complaint.
Yes.
Anchoring our week in corporate worship, where we are reminded of the big story and cared for by others.
And embodied disciplines are key. Things like Sabbath rest to push back against the tide of anxiety, or practicing forgiveness to release corrosive resentment. These aren't quick fixes. They are part of a long obedience in the same direction that over time rewires our responses to stress.
Ultimately, it's about learning to see our lives through a new lens. When crisis shatters our assumptions,
Right.
we can re-narrate our stories within God's redemptive plan. We can ask, given who God is and who I am in Him, what does faithfulness look like in this moment?
Wow.
It doesn't minimize the harm, but it refuses to let harm have the final word. This is why strong faith and strong therapy are allies, not rivals.
Absolutely. So important. True resilience means wisely assembling all the support God provides, whether that's a pastor, a friend, or a skilled therapist, to pursue healing and growth.
What a powerful reframe. Resilience through faith isn't a one-time achievement. It's a pilgrim way. It's learning to let God meet you in your reality, to lament your losses without losing your heart,
Yeah.
and to hold a hope that is rooted not in your circumstances, but in the unwavering character of the one who walks with you.
You may feel like a fragile vessel, but the good news is that your treasure was never your own toughness.
No.
Your treasure is the presence and power of God within you. Hard-pressed, yet not crushed. Perplexed, yet not in despair.
And that brings us to our question for you this week. We really want you to take a moment with this.
Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. What is one struggle you are facing right now that, viewed through this lens, could become a profound growth opportunity?
Let that sit with you. We would genuinely love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Your stories and insights enrich this entire community. Thank you so much for listening, for subscribing, and for being part of the Good Tidings.